1914 through 1918. The Habsburgs and the No, go away. Record label Weasel, I will not be taking your call in the middle of my show. You should know better. I'm going to take taking your record out of rotation after this. But in the Great War of 1914 to 1918, the Habsburgs, the Romanovs, the Ottomans, they all went down like a house of cards. Terrorists of ISIS may believe that stampeding Abdullah into fighting on the side of the Crusaders might prove destabilizing to his country and imperil the Hashemite throne. Jordanians might be united today, but will they support sending their sons into battle as allies of the Americans and de facto allies of Assad, Hezbollah, Iran? There's reasons why Sunni nations like Turkey and Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states haven't committed more openly and decisively to the war on ISIS. To the Sunni nations, Assad, and to the folks of the Shia Crescent in Tehran, Baghdad, Damascus, Beirut, they're the greater threat. Joe Biden pointed out last October the Turks, the Saudis, and the United Arab Emirates were providing clandestine aid to ISIS. So yeah, again, why is it our job to go deal with this mess? If it gets a little squirrely and confusing at the end, well, that's because we can't relate to it. It's not happening here to us. It's a problem that has been omnipresent pretty much since the dawn of recorded time. All horrific, all awful, and all something that we are kind of powerless to prevent. And every president has their own take on how they're going to fix the situation in the Middle East. And you know what? None of it works. They still continue to kill each other, and they still continue to kill us. And you got to wonder, why? Why do we over and over again decide to make sacrifices on behalf of other people whose battles they're not prepared to fight? Would they be prepared to fight our battles for us if stuff really started to go down with Canada? Let's say it's bizarro world and we're under serious threat from the Canadians. We're fighting over the Great Lakes because, that is the alleged birthplace of Jesus. Would the Turks and the Saudis and Jordanians, would they rush to our aid and help us claim Lake Michigan? No, they wouldn't. So why are we over there doing it? I don't know. Very strange. Pat Buchanan, who is definitely out to lunch a lot of the time, makes a very valid point. And be prepared to hear Bernie Sanders, of all people, actually make sense. He said the war with ISIS is a battle for the soul of Islam. And it's going to have to be the Muslim countries who are stepping up. Look, obviously, we're America. It always falls to America to get involved, to be the Boy Scouts, the police force of the world, and get out the ugly stick when it needs to be got out. Historically, that's what we've always done, and I think moving forward, it's what we'll continue to do. It's just the way things are. Do I think it should be that way? No, I think we should stay the hell home and look after ourselves for a while. We have problems here. Thanks very much. Should we sacrifice the lives of people that have decided to put their very existence on the line to defend freedom in America? Should we sacrifice the lives of those men and women by sending them off to deal with problems that ostensibly are the Turks and the Saudis and the Jordanians? No, I don't think we should, but we do, and I don't see that stopping anytime super soon. But if the war with ISIS is a battle for the soul of Islam, then Islamic countries, Muslim countries, they have to step up. Bernie Sanders, he's a self-described socialist, but he went on CNN and said this about Obama's ISIS plan. I do not want to see a never-ending quagmire in the Middle East, where our troops die, come back with terrible illnesses, and we end up spending trillions of dollars. Once again, this war is a battle for the soul of Islam, and it's going to have to be the Muslim countries who are stepping up. These are billionaire families all over that region. They've got their hands dirty. They've got to get their troops on the ground. They've got to win the war with our support. We can't be leading the effort. I want to make sure that our young men and women are not fighting a never-ending war in the region, not getting killed. I want to make sure the leaders of the effort are, in fact, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan, United Arab Emirates. I want the Muslim nations to take the lead. I want their troops to be on the ground. I want them to be aggressive. I want them to be spending the money necessary to defeat ISIS. I want us to be in a supportive role, but not leading the effort. Which definitely makes more sense than the nation-building neocons. If we can kind of play backup on this one, as being a nation of civilized humanitarians would dictate we do, that'd be a whole lot better than leading the charge against people who ostensibly are really mad at us because we don't leave them the hell alone. They're like, hey, this isn't your fight. What the hell? All right, fine. We're going to start kidnapping your journalists and cutting your head off if you don't stay out of our business. That's essentially what happened. And it makes sense that we play a supportive role because we're human beings, and they've done horrendous things to human beings all over the world. And we can't turn our nose at it. We shouldn't turn our nose up at it, and we can't ignore the human cost, and we can't ignore the atrocities. But why can't we just play a backup role? Why can't the billionaire nations with their billions of oil dollars do something about it? Why does it always fall to us? I don't know. But it's a question I think people in charge should be asking themselves. Sex injuries are up, thanks to 50 Shades of Grey. Funkhouser, you ever had a sex injury?
No, I mean, I can't relate it to sex, but I did pull a groin muscle at some point, and it has affected.
Yeah. Well, did you pull the groin muscle while, bounce wow wow?
I couldn't pinpoint when or where, but it only affects me when I'm excessively getting it on.
Right. Well, in that case, you might feel like you're a little out on your own in terms of having an injury that hampers your bedroom adult expression of love activities, but you're being joined by growing ranks of people that have sex injuries. The number of Americans headed to the emergency room for sex toy-related injuries has doubled since 2007, and 83 of those injuries required foreign body removals, meaning, I've got this thing in me, can you get this thing out of me? The end of it was supposed to be flared to avoid just such an atrocity on my posterior, but it wasn't flared enough, and it's in there. Oh, it's in there.
It even vibrates like real.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission say a lot of that increase happened in 2012 and 2013, right after the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy came out. This will be a Valentine's Day weekend with very full emergency rooms, methinks. Be safe out there.